पिंगलाक्षी माता सारला कृपारू मूर्ख जे सारला दास शूद्रमुनि भावे ए काली लेखिले सरल उत्कल भाष। महाभारतर युद्धरे जेते सुर वीर नरपति देवराज सुत मध्यम पांडव अर्जुन महामती।
विषम मृग की शार्दूल लगोई भ्रम। हे राजन की चित्र विषम मृग की शार्दूल लगोई भ्रम। बसंत प्रदोष काले बसंत पिसर अचिरे विनाश निक्षेपी सर अचिरे विनाश निक्षेपी सर।
कर्म कलु रे नराधम बधिलु बाणे ऋषि नारी। ऋषि संभोग काले जे नर प्राणी मारे पातकी नाही ताहा सरी पातकी नाही ताहा सरी। रे नराधम हस्तिनापुरवासी नारी वचन मानि होइली सर्वनाशी। शार्दूल भ्रम करी देली बाण प्रहारी बध्य बध्य भूली बधिली ऋषि नारी। बध्य बध्य भूली बधिली ऋषि नारी। बध्य बध्य भूली बधिली ऋषि नारी।
हे राजन कल जे पाप अवश्य पूंजीव मोभिशाप। पासे थाउ रति सुंदरी न पारिब प्रणय करी। नारी संगे रचिले राति नबिब मरण हृदय फाटी।
सुमरी दुर्वासा ऋषि आशीष पाण्डुराणी कुन्ती हेले हरस अमुख मालको हस्तरे धरी धर्मराज देले मने सुमरी धर्मराज देले मने सुमरी। दिव्य मालाम्बर दिव्य वसन दिव्य रूप धारी दिव्य किरण उभा धर्मराज कुन्ती अग्रते तेजरे मिलिले वृथा संगते जनमिले युधिष्ठिर धर्मनन्दन कुवन्ती भूमिष्ठ फले क्रन्दन। वायुदेव संगलाभि अमुख शरणे जनमिले वृकोदर कुन्ती अपघने। देवराज इंद्र जेबे करिले स्मरण जात हेले सभ्य साची वीर अर्जुन। अश्विनी कुमार बरे जात माद्री सुत नकुल सहदेव जे वीर बेनी भ्रात सुमरी दुर्वासा ऋषि आशीष पाण्डुराणी कुन्ती हेले हरस पाण्डुराणी कुन्ती हेले हरस पाण्डुराणी कुन्ती हेले हरस।
नाच 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 नयने सुर सुंदरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी तोर नुपुरे मधुप उठे गुंजरी नुपुरे मधुप उठे गुंजरी नाच 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 नयने सुर सुंदरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी। ନୂପୁରର ନିକୋଣ ଭ୍ରମରର ଗୁଞ୍ଜନ ନୂପୁରର ନିକୋଣ ଭ୍ରମରର ଗୁଞ୍ଜନ करे भ्रम रचना ऋणु झुणु ताने भरी मो दिवस सर्वरी करे मते उन्मना
अछट नयन छटा चंचला रे करे थटा अछट नयन छटा चंचला रे करे थटा अंगे मता
नाच 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 नयने सुर सुंदरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी मर्दलर मृदु ताल छुई दूर करवाल मर्दलर मृदु ताल छुई दूर करवाल फेरी आसे तो पासे समीरण उताल सिंचि सुरभित जल छुई जाए सुबासे
मो बक्षर मणिहार कंपने होई अधीर मो बक्षर मणिहार कंपने होई अधीर परसिले धर फुटे तनु मंजरी
नाच 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 नयने सुर सुंदरी तोर नूपुरे मधुप उठे गुंजरी नूपुरे मधुप उठे गुंजरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी नाच नयने सुर सुंदरी
नारी संगे रचिले रति लभिबा मरण हृदय फाटी
A great misfortune was visited upon Pandu, the ill-fated but righteous king of Hastinapur, when he mistook the sound of lovemaking for the sound of the quarry he hunted. Wherefore he chanced to shoot Rishi Kindam and his wife whilst they lay together. Rishi Kindam cursed Pandu with his dying breath that Pandu shall die the moment he touches his wife. Thusly accursed, Pandu went into voluntary exile with his queens, Kunti and Madri, greatly distressed that he would not be able to continue his dynasty. To this, Kunti offered a solution through the sacred mantra imparted to her by Rishi Durvasa. Reciting it, she summoned 5 demigods and received from them immaculate divine sons: Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjuna, Nakul, and Sahadev. The youngest 2, Kunti gave to Madri, that she too might have sons. After some 10 years, Pandu had the additional misfortune of observing Madri as she was bathing. The sight of his beautiful wife in that condition kindled within him a lust so overwhelming that he forgot entirely about the curse of the rishi. He reached out to Madri and, touching her, triggered the fatal power of the curse. Madri dutifully accompanied her husband's body on the funeral pyre, leaving the widowed Kunti to raise the 5 sons of Pandu. Kunti returned to Hastinapur, where the blind king Dhritarashtra, Pandu's elder brother, sat upon the throne in impure grief. Dhritarashtra loved his brother Pandu, but less so than the throne upon which Pandu sat. Dhritarashtra's queen was Gandhari, who wore ever a blindfold that she might share her husband's blindness. She was the mother of 100 sons, collectively known as the Kauravas. Pandu's sons, called the Pandavas, were not welcomed by the Kauravas by any means. It was an especial source of friction that Yudhishthir, the eldest of Kunti's recognized sons, was older than Duryodhan, the eldest of the Kauravas, for Duryodhan had been raised believing himself to be heir to the throne of Hastinapur. Duryodhan proved recalcitrant and bitter, and from a young age attempted severally to eliminate the Pandavas from his path. In this, he was aided by his uncle Shakuni, the elder brother of Queen Gandhari, although the true extent of Shakuni's manipulations was yet to become evident. Soon after the Pandavas came to Hastinapur, Bhishma, the great father of the Hastinapur dynasty, obtained the services of Drona as master of arms at Hastinapur. It was Drona who instructed the young princes in the arts of weaponry and warfare. It swiftly became evident to Drona that, notwithstanding anyone he had ever taught, it was Arjuna who would prove to be both his greatest student and the greatest archer to ever live. Dvitiya Drusya, Arrows in the Dark.
कहूँ पाइलु बाबू ए दिव्य ज्ञान
ତିମିରେ କରୁ ସରସନ୍ଧାନ ଦୂର ଶାଖାରେ ବନ୍ଧାଏ ସୁକ ପକ୍ଷୀ ଘନ ଅନ୍ଧାରେ କିବା ଦିଶେ ତା ଆଖି ଏକା ପାରୁ କି ଚକ୍ର ବ୍ୟୁହକୁ ଭେଦି ଏକା ପାରୁ କି ଚକ୍ର ବ୍ୟୁହକୁ ଭେଦି ବାମ ହସ୍ତରେ ସର ପାରୁଛୁ ବିନ୍ଧି କାହୁଁ ପାଇଲୁ ବାବୁ କାହୁଁ ପାଇଲୁ ବାବୁ ଏ ଦିବ୍ୟ ଜ୍ଞାନ
तुम्भे परम गुरु मो ज्ञान दाता केमते लुचाइबी एछार कथा दिने अमानिसी थे क्षुधा आतुर गोपने भुंजुथिले से ब्रुकोदर निरेखी संगोपने ताक भोजन अंधारे कली मुही सर संधान कार्मुक संगे लक्ष्य होइले स्थिर गुरु कृपारे निश्चय भेदी बसर तुम्भे परम गुरु तुम्भे परम गुरु मो ज्ञान दाता
प्रणिधाने रख निमिषे निरेख मध्यम पांडव बाणी दिने से होइब हस्तिना कटके वीरकुल मथा मणि जे घेन भविष्यवाणी एहा धियाने पारे मु जानी जे घेन भविष्यवाणी
कुह पिता मुकिनु हे पार्थ समझोधा चक्रव्यूह भेदिबाकु नाही कि मो स्पर्धा रात्रि काले अंधकारे भेदिबाकु लक्ष्य तुम्भ पुत्र अश्वत्थामा पार्थ समकक्ष कुह पिता मुकिनु हे कुह पिता मुकिनु हे पार्थ समझोधा
वीर सेनानी हस्तिनार थाटे पाठ सम तु ही वीर तु हेले अनड़ पार्थ दावानड़ जणे हातिनी पुर जे सुर तेजता अंगे सखा रंगे खेले तुम संगे जे सुर तेजता अंगे लक्ष्मीपति प्रभु श्री हरि हे जीवे गोलोक सरगपुरी अखा संगे रंगे खेलिबे खेल पार्थ सख्य प्रेमे होइबे भण जे हसिब हस्तिना ओड़ जे तारिबे धर्म निबारी अधर्म नाना रंगे करी मेल जे
Ashwatthama, son of Drona, inquired of his father why Arjuna was so blessed. Drona, who could foresee somewhat of the future, answered his son by saying that because of Arjuna, they would one day meet God. Indeed, it was at this time that the young Krishna assembled his people in the village of Gokul and bid them cease their worship of Indra, the Lord of Rain, whose blessing they were wont to invoke for the benefit of their crops. Instead, he proclaimed that they should worship the Govardhana mountain and that their agriculture would be more successful thereby. The citizens were at first afraid and told the young Krishna that if they ceased to propitiate Indra, he would storm down and destroy not only the crops, but the land and people as well. Krishna pledged to protect them from whatsoever punishment Indra might attempt to inflict. Thus, his will was done, and the citizens of Gokul surrounded the Govardhan mountain, worshipping it with dances of bliss. Tritiya Drusya, the Govardhana mountain.
Adore nei pindago, Girivara
ବନଫୁଲହାର ହାତରେ ନେଇ ପିନ୍ଧାଗୋ। ଗିରି ଗୋବର୍ଧନ କୋଳେ ଗୋବିନ୍ଦ
वन बिहारी से गोकुलानंद।
गिरि गोवर्धन कोळे गोविंद
वन बिहारी से गोकुलानंद।
गिरि गोवर्धन कोळे गोविंद
वन बिहारी से गोकुलानंद।
श्याम प्रेम तरंगिणी रे सरबे सजतने अवग
गिरिवर अंगे वनफुलहार हातरे नेई पिन्धागो। गिरिवर अंगे वनफुलहार हातरे नेई पिन्धागो।
कस्तूरी चंदन सुगंध धूप भोगवन फल तांबूल दीप सुरपति पूजा बर जीवर जे गोवर्धने पूजा दिया गो। गोवर्धने पूजा दिया गो।
कस्तूरी चंदन सुगंध धूप भगवन फल तांबूल दीप सुरपति पूजा बर जीवर जे गोवर्धने पूजा दिया गो। गोवर्धने पूजा दिया गो। गोवर्धने पूजा दिया गो। गोविंद परसे गिरि गोवर्धन हसे नाना जाति सुने परे। गोविंद परसे गिरि गोवर्धन हसे नाना जाति सुने परे। गोविंद परसे गिरि गोवर्धन हसे नाना जाति सुने परे। गोविंद परसे गिरि गोवर्धन हसे नाना जाति सुने परे।
क्षम क्षम अपराध ए अधम सुरराजे। क्षम क्षम अपराध प्रेम कल्पतरु तुम्हे गोकुल बरजे। क्षम क्षम अपराध वृथारो से कली दोष न बुझी तुम्भंकुईश। प्रहार कली कुलिस गोवर्धन गिरिराजे क्षम क्षम अपराध ए अधम सुरराजे क्षम क्षम अपराध छाड़ी सुरपति पूजा गोपे हेब तुम्भ पूजा गोवर्धने उड़ू ध्वजा मागे क्षमा नंदराजे क्षम क्षम अपराध ए अधम सुरराजे क्षम क्षम अपराध
कुह की बादान माग सुरेश्वर द्वापर अंतिम काले धन जन सिरी सबु अछि भरी तुम्भर अलका पुरे
नाथ घेनम प्रणति नाथ घेनम प्रणति मो तनये देव छाया एतिकी करे मिनती नाथ घेनम प्रणति नाथ घेनम प्रणति इंद्रप्रस्थ हस्तिनारे बन्धुराणींक कोणरे उपजात मतनय अमोघ मंत्र बणरे नाम तार अर्जुन माता तार देवी कुंती नाम तार अर्जुन माता तार देवी कुंती एतिकी करे मिनती नाथ घेनम प्रणति तुमे तो महानायक भारत युद्धरे सदाए धरी बराजु अर्जुन रथरे तुम्भे होइले सारथी सब साथी हेबे रथी तुम्भे होइले सारथी सब साथी हेबे रथी एतिकी करे मिनती नाथ घेनम प्रणति नाथ घेनम प्रणति नाथ घेनम प्रणति
And so, through the request of Indra, were united Krishna and Arjuna, the greatest duo of the Mahabharata. When the Pandavas and Kauravas were grown to manhood and had completed their tutelage under Drona Acharya, they were required by honor and tradition to provide for their teacher payment for his services in whatsoever form he might request. And Drona's request was this: capture King Draupadi of Panchal, bind him, and bring him before me. This task proved insurmountable for all save Arjuna, who defeated and captured Draupadi and brought him bound before Drona. Draupadi and Drona were old friends and enemies, and a long history lay between them. In return for the injustice that Draupadi had visited upon Drona in the past, Drona avenged himself by conquering Draupadi's kingdom through the valor of his student Arjuna. The fact that he returned half the kingdom, less a single cow, caused Draupadi to feel even more deeply insulted. He became enraged and performed a sacrifice to Agni, the god of fire, for the purpose of avenging himself on Drona. From this sacrifice were born his son, Drishtadyumna, and his daughter, Draupadi. Drishtadyumna, a warrior born, was the more obvious of the two weapons, but it was through Draupadi that Draupadi achieved alliance with Arjuna and the Pandavas. He held for his daughter a Swayamvara, a traditional contest in which warriors compete for the hand of a princess. For this contest, he commissioned a yagnik steel bow and a rotating fish-shaped target which he mounted on the ceiling of his great hall. The warriors were required to bend and string the bow before taking aim, not directly at the eye of the fish-shaped target, but at its reflection in a pool of water below it. He who could shoot through the eye of the fish by observing only the reflection would be declared the victor. Thus did he seek to engineer the contest by ensuring that only Arjuna would be capable of winning. Draupadi was then understandably disappointed when news reached him that Arjuna and the other Pandavas had met their ends in the fabled Palace of Wax, an inflammable death trap devised by Duryodhana and Shakuni. As with most others, he was unaware that the Pandavas had escaped via a quickly dug tunnel and the timely warning of Vidur. Since that time, the Pandavas had assumed the identity of mendicant Brahmins and had lived in the village of Ek Chakra, where they found no shortage of good works with which to occupy themselves. It was in defense of the village that Bhim slew the demon Bakasur. Also in this time that he slew another demon, Hridimb, and married his sister, the demoness Hridimba. It was soon after they left Ek Chakra that news first reached the Pandavas of Draupadi and her Swayamvara. Kings and warriors from all the realms of Bharatvarsh were in attendance, including a contingent from Hastinapur consisting of Duryodhana, Dushasan, Karna, and Ashwathama. The almighty Shri Krishna was also in attendance. Ashwathama declined to participate, claiming Draupadi as a sister through the friendship of their fathers Drona and Draupadi. The great hall of Panchal was decorated, and the royal court assembled, awaiting the arrival of the kings and warriors. The rotating fish turned on the ceiling with the pool of water below, and the yagnik bow lay on a table with 5 flower arrows at its side, as Prince Drishtadyumna welcomed one and all to the Swayamvara. Chaturtha Drusya, Draupadi's Swayamvara.
जनाए जुहार द्रुपद कुमार वीर सभासद पदे द्रुपद नंदिनी स्वयंवर नीति सदैव हन्तु हृदय सुने पूर्णमीन मुकुला नयन मध्य चक्र गतिशील निम्ने जल कुंभ मध्य प्रतिबिंब नयन रहिब स्थिर ऊर्ध्वकु नाराच करी जे निक्षेप भेदिब मीन नयन द्रुपद नंदिनी से वीर पुरुषे करिबे पति चयन
बरणमाला हेयु राजपुत्र अपासे तापस हेयु उच्च विप्रकुल अवतंस दिले सेहि वीर निज परिचय ता संगते हेब मोर परिणय।
द्रुपद नंदिनी से जे राजकुल सुता अनलत नया कृष्णा अजनी संभूता पतिव्रता नारी खोजे वंशकुल मान रचिबाकु विवाहर पवित्र बंधन। आहे उपस्थित राजा राजपुत्र जति विप्रकुल बला जदि केही भेदी लभे लक्ष्य सिद्धि लभी बसे बरण माला
प्रमाद घोर अपराध एहा राजकूले न थाए तो प्रमाद रे स्पृहा अकारणे जदि लज्जा लभिले राधेय बड़े कृष्ण घेनी जीवु युद्धे करी जय
ए तो नुहे रंग भूमि रंग शोभा स्वयंवर स्थले रण न पाए ता शोभा सगर्भे घेनी जीव से ही राजबाड़ा स्वयंवरे लभिछि जे ता बरण माला
जीवाकू पादे तोरा आनी अछु पहार हे नगो आदरे ताकु देबु फेराई
रजनी होइला पुछुरा विलम्बिते विसर्जिबु तो उपचार
जाओ आरे पांच वीर हेलिणी मुहि स्थविर न पारे खोली दुआर अंधार राति तुम पूजा उपचार अंतरे खाली स्वीकार सर्वे कर अंगीकार सुसम बांटी
Before departing for the Swayamvara of Draupadi, the Pandavas had promised Kunti that they would return with better alms than usual. While this was certainly the case, when they returned late in the evening and informed their mother of their success, Kunti had clearly not anticipated when she sleepily instructed her sons to distribute that which they had brought between the five of them, that the alms were indeed Draupadi. Yet it was Draupadi's own fate which had brought about this state of affairs, for in her last life she had asked the boon of Lord Shiva that she have a husband with the five qualities of dharma, strength, valor, beauty, and tolerance. Lord Shiva, who knows the future, told her that she would not be able to marry the man with all of those qualities, and granted her instead the boon to receive such qualities in wedlock. When Draupadi saw Karna lift the bow, she knew that she looked upon the man of her dreams, but at the urging wink of Shri Krishna, proclaimed that she would not marry the son of a charioteer and denied him. Once again was Karna denied the rightful status of his birth, for he was in fact the eldest son of Kunti. No one knew save she who bore him, not even Pandu or Madri. The whole of Bharatvarsh, however, soon learned that it was Arjuna who won Draupadi's hand and that the Pandavas had indeed survived the palace of wax. Thus, the Pandavas returned victorious to Hastinapur with Kunti and their new bride Draupadi. Duryodhan could not tolerate the presence of the Pandavas in his proximity and continued to bemoan the situation. Before long, the time came for King Dhritarashtra to name as crown prince of Hastinapur either Yudhishthir or Duryodhan. After much deliberation and against his personal desires, Dhritarashtra eventually accepted the course suggested by his wise minister Vidur and designated Yudhishthir his heir. Duryodhan opposed this decision so vehemently that, in the interest of harmony but nonetheless with great difficulty, Bhishma advised Dhritarashtra to make an equitable division between the Pandavas and Kauravas by dividing Hastinapur in twain. Dhritarashtra, ever partial to the Kauravas, gave to the Pandavas as their half of the land the demon and serpent-infested wilderness of Hastinapur's hinterlands known as Khandava. Krishna inspired the Pandavas to perceive in this the potential for a fresh beginning. Realizing they would need to claim the land from its denizens by force, Arjuna performed austere penances to Lord Shiva, for which he was granted the Gandiv bow and inexhaustible quiver of arrows. Thusly armed, Arjuna set the forest ablaze with the blessing of Lord Shiva, although he did not realize that Takshak, the king of serpents and ruler of Khandava, with his following of serpents and demons, was a friend to Arjuna's divine father, Indra. Panchamadrusya, the Khandava forest.
घेन घेन प्रणति मोर आहे देव देव महेश्वर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर आहे देव देव महेश्वर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर अतीव गहन ए खाण्डव वन निशाचर निशाचरीଙ୍କ घर तक्षक संकुल तार जलस्थल वन पथे लागे समन डर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर आहे देव देव महेश्वर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर काटिबी बनानी करिबी दहन नासिबी असुर तक्षक कूल ओरदा बानले दगिबी खाण्डव गढ़िबी द्वितीय हस्तिनापुर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर आहे देव देव महेश्वर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर जोड़िबेनी पानी करई दईनी वास्तु हराए पांडव वीर देई अस्त्र भिक्षा कर मान रक्षा पांडव रे दिय अभय बर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर आहे देव देव महेश्वर घेन घेन प्रणति मोर
अचिरे लभि सन्तोष हर हर आशुतोष कहिले कोमल भास बास विविरे अक्षय तुणीर साथे गांडीब थिले तो हस्ते नहिब के समस्पर्धी तोर महिरे खाण्डव दहन समये किन्नर किन्नरी नाग तेजिबे भये
बरसिला मेघ बहिला पवन गगने असनी कंपे जे घन घन विभिला अनल खमे कोलाहल नबिले आश्वास बने नागकुल
सत इंद्र चंद्र वरुण कुबेर संगे इंद्रप्रस्थ किन्नरी किन्नर नाग नर जक्ष गंधर्व तक्षक खाण्डवर केही नहिबे रक्षक पाय वस्त्र बघिने बरसार बारी अनल बाण दहिब किन्नर नगरी
देखि सुरापण हे कुंती सूत आनिछि तो पाई ए दिव्य रथ ता चक्रे देवतार जुबासुकी केतने विराजी छन्ति मारुति रथ मध्ये सार से नंदी घोष पांडवे आश्वास कुरुंक त्रास जेबे कुरुक्षेत्रे होइब रण सारथी ताहेबे से नारायण सारथी ताहेबे से नारायण सारथी ताहेबे से नारायण.
Arjuna received from his father Indra the victory gift of a divine chariot bearing the flag of Hanuman and borne by 4 white horses. Khandava was renamed Indraprasth, for it was indeed as beautiful as the heavens, and Indra himself provided both rain and his blessing. Once the forest was razed, the demons and serpents fled, and a demon known as Maya was captured by Krishna as he sought to flee the smoldering ruin of his former home. Krishna would have killed Maya, but the demon beseeched the mercy of Arjuna. Arjuna demanded that he provide a service for them in return for sparing his life, whereupon he revealed to Krishna and Arjuna that he was in fact a divine architect. He constructed for Indraprasth the enchanted and entertaining Hall of Illusion, which increased the prestige of Indraprasth such that its fame and glory exceeded even that of Hastinapur. It was in the early glory of Indraprasth that the younger sister of Krishna and Balaram, the beautiful Subhadra, reached marriageable age. Balaram suggested that Subhadra be wed to Duryodhan, since Duryodhan was one of his favored students in mace warfare. Krishna, however, had a different agenda, and secretly encouraged Arjuna to kidnap Subhadra from the Gauri temple outside of their palace before any such wedding proposal could be offered on Duryodhan's behalf. Subhadra had been informed by Krishna that Arjuna would arrive at the Gauri temple to claim her, but did not share this information with her friends who accompanied her to the temple. Sasthadrusya Subhadra.
नमो गिरिराजसुता नमो आदिमाता शिव बामा हे शंकरे महामाया महाकाया मागोबरा भया शंकहारी शुभंकरी नमो गिरिराजसुता नमो आदिमाता शिव बामा हे शंकरे महामाया महाकाया मागोबरा भया शंकहारी शुभंकरी शारदे वरदे गौरी माता भुवन मोहिनी जगत पालिनी शक्ति मुक्ति रूप सवारी नमो गिरिराज सुता नमो आदि माता शिव बामा हे शंकरे महामाया महाकाया मागो बरा भया शंकाहारे शुभंकरी।
Krishna told Arjuna that it was imperative that Arjuna receive the blessing of Balaram before kidnapping Subhadra, and that Subhadra serve as charioteer during their escape. When Arjuna asked why this must be so, Krishna told him that this specific kidnapping was Subhadra's part in a greater design, and that her contribution therein is no less vital than Arjuna's own, revealing that it was not because of their evident love that Krishna sought to unite them. When Arjuna inquired further, Krishna did not but reply in saddened tones that it was far too early for Arjuna to know why.
दिया खोली खोली दिया प्रिया मोरा दिया खोली खोली दिया प्रिया मोरा खोल पारे तुम मुद्रिता नयन मदिरा प्रिया मोरा दिया खोली खोली दिया प्रिया नयनी गो नयन तुमर अयुत प्रीतिर झरणा सत चंपकर महक ढाळुछ आगो चंपक बरणा मोर अंगे चपला रंगे रतिपति हुए अधीरा प्रिया मोरा दिया खोली खोली दिया प्रिया मोरा
दिया